So today is Mother's Day. It does not go without notice that my own biological mother is not here to celebrate Mother's Day.
Duh, she's not here because you plotted to take her ass out.
I don't want to hear any negative bullshit. If you want to talk shit about me, by all means, I don't give an F, but I'm not going to see it in my comments. Okay? What I choose to feel on Mother's Day regarding my own mother, I think the best of her.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard posted a really bizarre video. She thought it'd be a good idea to share her thoughts on Mother's Day. Keep in mind that Gypsy just got out of jail for unaliving her own mom. But in this video, she goes on to reflect about their relationship, and it led to a lot of angry fans. Now, Gypsy is scrambling to defend herself and to manage these nasty threats. So let's get into it. Gypsy Rose Blanchard can't seem to keep herself out of the headlines, especially after posting a bizarre Mother's Day message. Now, we all know Gypsy Rose went to prison for 8 years for taking her mother's life. Granted, she did not do the physical act, but she set up her boyfriend at the time to off her mother. So I think a lot of us would assume that Mother's Day is probably a triggering day for Gypsy, because it would make sense. I mean, her mother made her life a living hell. Now, Gyp's mother's name was Dee Dee Blanchard, and she remembered her mother on Mother's Day in an 8-minute long video on TikTok. Now, of course, Gypsy's had a complicated experience, and I think that whatever she is feeling is valid, but you also must understand how social media works and the public's perception of a woman who was convicted for murdering her mother, paying tribute to her mother on this kind of day.
So today is Mother's Day, and I wanted to make a video basically celebrating the really strong and wonderful women that I have in my life that have been mother figures to me over the last 8.5 years.
Now, Gypsy knew going into this that it was going to be controversial. It makes me question whether she has a PR manager. I mean, she clearly does, because she was out here in LA doing a bunch of press for her show, but she turned off the comments, which gives me the notice that Gypsy already knows that she's going to upset people with this video, but she said she doesn't give an F.
I did turn off the comments to this video because I don't want to hear any negative bullshit. If you want to talk shit about me, by all means, I don't give an F. Go do it on your own platform, but I'm not going to see it in my comments. Okay? So there's that. Secondly, it does not go without notice that my own biological mother is not here to celebrate Mother's Day.
Then Gypsy gets into her mother, Dee Dee, who was murdered in 2015. Remember, her boyfriend, like I shared, Nicholas, was the one to actually take Dee Dee's life. But nonetheless, Gypsy and Dee Dee had a very complicated mother and daughter relationship. She says, it does not go without notice that my own biological mother is not here to celebrate Mother's Day, which I can't imagine what kind of celebration this would be. And to be honest, I feel like at this point, Gypsy, if she remained in that relationship with her mother, in that household, she probably wouldn't be around, because her mom was really pushing Gypsy's body past the breaking point. And I think it's difficult for people to understand why she'd want to remember her mother, because I don't like surgeries. So imagine having a bunch of surgery. It triggers me, and I can't imagine she wanting to remember her mother in any positive way. But also, that's the psychology of all of this. I mean, it's kind of like that condition Stockholm syndrome, when you show sympathy to your abuser. And it's another complicated layer to it, that it is her mother, so of course she's going to have some kind of a relationship with her, especially being isolated with Dee Dee for so long.
What I choose to feel on Mother's Day regarding my own mother is that I think the best of her. I think about the good times. I think about her as not what she did to me, but I think about her as a person. And I think that, was she a good mom? No.
Gypsy knows her mother was not a good mom, but I think that this kind of reflection it's hard to watch, but also at the same time, it's kind of beautiful how these psychologists and these counselors have been able to help her manage her anger for what her mom had put her through and try to see the best in these situations, even though I'm sure for us who are on the outside are like, wait, girl, what? I mean, how could you try to remember the good times? It doesn't seem like there was any good times.
Was she the best mom in the world? No. But she was still my mom. So what I choose to feel about her, whether that be guilt, anger, grief, resentment, whatever, that's mine to feel. No one can take away my own feelings about my own mother. I feel like nobody should be able to have an opinion about my mother except for her family and me, because we were the people closest to her. Everybody else does not matter.
Now, Gypsy probably understands that everyone's going to have an opinion about her mother and her because they are public figures at this point. I mean, Dee Dee really wasn't, but also Dee Dee wasn't shy. Remember, they would go out and try to win, fundraisers and charities to get help, to get money. So Dee Dee was not shy, but granted, I don't think she ever thought she'd be this big of a public figure, and I don't think Gypsy thought she would be either. So her words matter, and she shares that she wants to remember the good that was in her mother's heart, which we also must recognize that her mom was sick. She had Munchausen syndrome. I think I'm saying that correctly, but which is a disorder where a parent will inflict pain and illness on a child to gain attention from that child being unwell.
But I choose to remember her for the good that was in her heart, that I truly believe was there. I have been working for years on forgiveness, and I hope that she is in heaven, and I hope that to some degree I make her proud of at least some of the achievements that I've made in my life in growing up and standing on my own 2 feet, learning through experiences. In heaven, they say that like all mental afflictions, all physical afflictions are gone, right? God makes you perfect in heaven. If you take away the mental afflictions that my mother had, I think what's left is a good person.
And while everything sounds really kind there, and I'm glad that she does have that mentality because it sounds really healthy for what she had gone through, she said she hopes her mom is in heaven. I don't know. I mean, what she inflicted on her daughter, I want you guys to comment below. Do you think that's heaven material? I just can't imagine her going to heaven, but also, is that not evil enough? I mean, does God recognize that she was mentally ill and then he gives her a pass? Because I feel like that's very hellish behavior as a parent, to take an innocent kid and to inflict so much pain on them. I don't know. I don't know if she is in heaven, Gyp, but that's not my call to make. Gypsy says she has many regrets, but added that she will say a prayer for her mother and will remember the good that was inside of her.
Do I have regrets? Oh yeah, I've got many. But nobody's going to be able to tell me things about myself that I don't already know. So I will say a prayer for her today. And I will remember the good that was inside of her, whether that be extremely deep or not. So I'll say a prayer.
Luckily, Gypsy has found plenty of support in her life after her mother's death. After speaking about Dee Dee Blanchard, she gave a special shout out to her stepmother, Christy Blanchard, calling her an incredible kick-ass woman. And when I watched the Lifetime series, I had a lot of empathy for Gypsy, and I'm really glad that Christy is there and standing up and being a mother to this girl who wanted a mom for so long. Now she's a woman and she's so delayed in many aspects. I mean, I saw a video of her on like TikTok or Instagram where she went to the beach and saw the ocean for the first time, which I know a lot of people do not have the privilege of seeing the ocean in their lifetime, which I think is sad. I think everyone should be able to see the ocean at some point. But yeah, she's really in need of someone like Christy, so thank God she does have her.
My stepmom, Christy, has been like my biggest advocate for my freedom, my growth. Me and my stepmom have a really close bond. She has always stood beside me, whether I made wrong choices, right choices. She might not always agree with my choices, but she does what she can to guide me as a mother figure. She has just been so patient with me. God, my lazy eye is kicking today. As you can see, I'm kind of tired. I feel like she has guided me in the sense of coming into my womanhood.
Gypsy also thanked a family friend she called Aunt Vicky and her boyfriend's mother, Ken's mother, Raina Williams. Keep in mind that Gypsy and Ken were engaged when she was in prison. Ken then got all psyched out by Gypsy and he left her. She moved on to her husband, who she's now divorcing. And now that she's divorcing him, she's moved on back to Ken. It's interesting that Raina is so supportive. She met Gypsy actually in prison in 2019 when they were engaged. And, that's a lot. I mean, Ken's mom has to accept that her son is with someone who's been convicted of murder. I don't think that Gypsy could do this on her own, so I don't think she's going to take out anyone. And also seeing how the drama played out with her husband, it's actually pretty relieving to see that she just left the situation opposed to it escalating.
Ken's mom, Raina. I met Ken's mom in person. This is when Ken and I were still engaged. God, she's just been such an accepting person of me. Like, I never thought that I would be accepted and loved for who I am. Like, take Ken out of the equation, like, she still loves me for me. She actually, like, supported me before Ken and I even got together the first time. And she goes to bat for me, like, in lives and social media. Like, she will defend me. She calls me out on if I'm doing something wrong, but she defends who I am as a person. She wants me and Ken's happiness. She's just an all-around good mom that wants the best for her kids.
Now, at some point, Gypsy got a little bit emotional, thanking everyone for being so loving to her, especially with everything that she had gone through. And that must be such a fascinating experience to have such an intense crime and then jail time and then to get out and to have so much support. I can't imagine what's going through Gypsy's mind because she's had so many drastic highs and lows in her 32 years.
I have a really good group of women in my life to guide me and show me the way. I'm coming into my own as a woman. That takes time, that takes patience, and I'm gonna do things sometimes that annoy them, but they're always gonna be there to have my back. They are really, really good mothers, and I hope that when I have kids someday, that I can take a lot from them. Thank you for loving me at a time that I felt unlovable.
Why does that get me a little choked up? I mean, seeing her say that, it's relatable. We've all felt unlovable at some point, and knowing what she had gone through, it's amazing to see her on the other side of it. I mean, it really is a testament that things could get better. This person wrote, people are mad at her truth. Only she had to live with that lady and go through unnecessary operations and medication, and only she will have to relive what she did rather than think it's wrong or right. One person commented, where's the one girl who murdered her trafficker, and why isn't she a celebrity? Or am I wrong? Questioning why Gypsy's a celebrity in the first place. Another person wrote, but also, who cares about her Mother's Day post? We know what happened to her mom and what her mom was doing to her. Another person commented, if it wasn't her mother, it would have been her. Let's stop speaking on an issue we have no experience in. Be in her shoes and see what you would do and then talk. Which is a good take. I mean, like I said earlier, I had a feeling that if Gypsy was still in that situation, she wouldn't be around any longer. I mean, would you guys take out your mother if they were doing that to you? I mean, I don't know if I have it in me, but could you convince a boyfriend? I don't know. See, look, Gypsy really worked out a plan, huh? Another person commented, Gypsy did what needed to be done. Her mama simply effed around and found out. And that's how a lot of people do feel about Dee Dee Blanchard. I don't think anyone is really on her side of things.
Is Gypsy Rose that tone deaf? We know your mom's not here. Your case was blasted across the nation as one of the most worst Munchausen by proxy cases known to everyone. We know she's not here because you plotted to take her ass out. Like, duh, she's not here.
Now, Gypsy got a lot of backlash for her post, and she had a statement to give to TMZ. I swear she is texting someone at TMZ nonstop. The article reads that Gypsy is facing some serious backlash over her Mother's Day tribute, and now she's defending herself. All of this while fending off some serious online threats, which I think is unnecessary. The report writes, we're told the post was no way meant to be disrespectful to Dee Dee, whose name she invoked in her lengthy tribute, which a lot of people took offense to, and yet Gypsy's being inundated with hate as a result, including some major threats on her safety. Gypsy texted a picture, a screenshot of some of the reports that she has been getting on social media because people are going after her. Despite turning off the comments, Gypsy says she's been hit with a number of negative messages in her DMs, including death threats, which Gypsy has been reporting.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard's video on Mother's Day was both extremely unexpected and also like incredibly heart-wrenching for me to watch. It is shocking to me that she can still find positive things about her, but it's also so wild that she would make that video when everybody remembers what happened.
So yeah, Gypsy knows how to stir the pot. I think we can all agree. On Mother's Day, we're told that Gypsy enjoyed a low-key day where she and her stepmom watched chick flicks and just relaxed. Gypsy also cooked dinner for Christy, who received a teddy bear and a glass ornament as a Mother's Day gift. Now let's do a little quick update on Ryan, Gypsy's ex-husband, because Gypsy had a comment on his page. Reports write that Gypsy posts savage comment on her ex-husband Ryan's heartbreaking video to fans. Here's a clip that Ryan posted to social media.
Hey guys, it's Ryan. Just wanted to say hey, just hanging out, me and Pixie, enjoying the day. I've grown this out, you can see. It's really dark. I didn't think I could ever grow one out like that, but it looks good. Everybody wants me to tell my side, and dang, a lot's happened. A lot has happened. That's all I can say right now. Just hanging in there, guys.
Look at Ryan showing off some of the new growth. Gypsy doesn't like it though. She wrote on this post saying, "Tell them how you want to get rid of Pixie. I have the receipts. Funny how all you post is her and then you text how you want to dump her off somewhere else. People will see who you really are soon." He replied and said, "I'm thinking of giving her to an actual family like I wanted with you." Shoot. Wow. And he got 40,000 likes on his comment. So poor guy, poor girl. I mean, it's a really sad situation. Of course, Gypsy's not being very kind to him. I can't imagine fighting with her. Either way, I am here for the Gypsy Rose updates. There is something about her that I find so incredibly fascinating. And you guys probably do too. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Look at my new cup. It's cute, right? I got it on TikTok Shop. It's all glass. Like the straw's glass too. And no, I'm not drinking apple juice. I'm a grown man. I'm drinking Red Bull. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.